My name is Andy Tarsi, and I'm the Regional Director for the Anti-Defamation League in New England. ADL has acknowledged and has in fact never denied the facts of the great massacres and tragedies that have afflicted the Armenian people. There is a great deal...
Order, please.
ADL, as an organization that has a mission and a duty to protect and defend the Jewish community and also to seek justice and fair treatment for all people, finds itself playing a different role in the effort to get Turkey to recognize and reconcile with Armenians in a meaningful way. We believe that Turkey needs to do more than it has done before to recognize and reconcile and work with Armenians to come to terms. We have used the fact that because we have a large Jewish community in Turkey, and because as a Jewish community there is a great relationship between Israel and Turkey, as an opportunity to talk to the Turks candidly. And we've done that publicly and privately, and we're using this opportunity to do it even more. And that is a role that ADL can play in pushing Turkey to confront its history in a meaningful way. We do not support the congressional resolution, but we don't oppose it, and we have not lobbied against it. I believe that the resolution is the way that we can help to pressure Turkey into a greater understanding of its obligations to work toward reconciliation. Thank you for the opportunity to express my point of view.
Hey, guys. We will have
hope
two
you don't
more,
leave,
and that,
sir,
and that
because
will
I
be
have
it,
some
and
facts.
then we'll consider.
Narini Badalian, 26 Walnut Street, born and raised in Watertown, Massachusetts.
All right.
I have issued the command, and I'll have anybody who utters but one word of criticism executed by a firing squad. That our war aim does not consist in reaching certain lines, but in the physical destruction of the enemy. Accordingly, I have placed my death head formations in readiness, for the present only in the east, with orders to them to send to death mercilessly and without compassion men, women, and children of Polish derivation and language. Only thus shall we gain the living space which we need. Who, after all, speaks today of the annihilation of the Armenians? August 1939, Adolf Hitler, before he invaded Poland. Since the time of Hitler's speech advocating genocidal policies in Poland, numerous institutions, organizations, and over 24 countries like Argentina, France, and Greece, countries with relatively small Armenian communities like Lithuania, Switzerland, and Slovakia, countries like Uruguay, Italy, and even Germany have chosen not to forget the Armenian genocide by passing resolutions and laws. When I look at the progress the rest of the world has made regarding this issue, I am flabbergasted that we are standing here debating this issue. I've lived in Watertown my whole life. I've never been distressed by anything. I've never experienced hate, but this is the first time that this tension has arisen. And I don't think the ADL has a monopoly on battling intolerance. I think that we can do this without the ADL. But thank you for your offer.
Good evening. My name is Mary Najimi. I live at 42 Fuller Road. I'm also Arab American, and I'm also the president of a civil rights organization called the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee, an organization that I'm sure Mr. Tarsi knows very well. While the ADL does watch skinheads, and while the ADL does track the behaviors of the Klan, the ADL does not separate legitimate First Amendment protected activities of activists and organizations from the groups they term are participating in hate activity. In the 80s and 90s, the ADL paid an investigator to conduct illegal surveillances of over 950 groups and nearly 10,000 activists. in a 1993 class action lawsuit filed in San Francisco.
Mr. President, this is an outrageous list of...
In 1999,
Kazar, I do not, Mr. Kazar, Mr. Kazar, I do not want to have you, Mr. Kazar, I do not want to have you removed from the room.
they have
If
everything
you
to do with the
continue,
issue.
I will have you removed from the room. Everybody else respected your speech, okay?
In 1993, a class action lawsuit was filed, and by 1999, a settlement was reached. And a federal judge in California issued an injunction permanently enjoining the ADL from engaging in further illegal spying on any of the organizations that it spied on. I share the outrage of the Armenian community that the ADL refuses to recognize a genocide. That is intolerable. But it's also a larger issue, besides the ADL recognizing or not recognizing. The ADL stands for something and has an agenda, and we have to ask ourselves as a community if the ADL is the organization that we want to be aligned with, when not only do they not recognize genocides, catastrophes of other people, and civil rights of individual activists and organizers, but they also violate those civil rights. I think we need to think very carefully about any relationship with the ADL. Thank you.
Councilors, Mr. Manager, my name is Grace Collegian, 27 Carroll Street in Watertown, and I rise today briefly to offer the Armenian National Committee of Eastern Massachusetts' view on an issue of profound meaning to the Armenians of Watertown. We did not invite this controversy, sparked by the hateful words spoken on behalf of the ADL by one of its misguided officials, Abraham Foxman. Words that have grown more offensive and insulting with each new interview and article, and words that echo the denialist rhetoric of the Turkish government, and hypocritical words that strike at the very heart of the ADL's credibility, that undermine No Place for Hate's ability to make a difference, and sadly, to stain Watertown's reputation as a town that fosters diversity. So on behalf of Watertown's Armenian community and our century-long history of service and sacrifice for our town, we call upon the Town Council to disassociate itself from the ADL until such time that the Anti-Defamation League, through its national director, Mr. Foxman, openly and unequivocally acknowledges the Armenian genocide and supports congressional affirmation of this crime against humanity. Thank you. Thank you.